All right, we are recording. And whoever hops on, and then hopefully a bunch of you will watch this after. So in case anyone's wondering why there's a ladder behind me, this is the guest room / office of my in-laws' house. So my mother-in-law has been painting, and this is the only room I can be in, well, besides the basement pantry, I guess, or a bathroom. No, not even that, where I have absolute privacy, because otherwise every room, every room has someone in it. So anyways, okay. All right, chapters 13 and 14, right? Yes. I just saw a cat. That didn't help me. I really want to hug your cats, Auntie Heidi. They won't like me if I hug them. They'll be like, ah. Okay. And this is the end of the book. So yeah, we need to figure out a new book to read. I'm trying not to touch the walls because I don't know what's wet or not. Okay. Chapter 13 is commit to responsibility. Chapter 14 is lean into teamwork. So I am not going to be reading these by myself. So anyone who has had anything that stands out to them, you know what to do. You need to unmute yourself and speak up. Okay. So at the beginning of chapter 13, I have underlined the one quality that all successful people have is the ability to take on responsibility. If you desire success, make responsibility your choice. And I look at that as responsible. Okay, from a personal my own perspective right now, I look at that as taking part of the responsibility is for me taking responsibility for what I post, what I say to different people on my team. Am I saying things that are true? And then if someone says, well, you said this, am I backtracking and trying to back my way out of something if I said something incorrect, or even if I said something unkind and wrong? Or am I taking responsibility for my actions and for what I've posted and for what I've said? Another thing I've underlined here, responsibility actually strengthens talent and increases the opportunity for long-term success. And I would even say responsibility creates trust in with the people that we work with. So when somebody is taking responsibility for, just taking on things, leading, helping to lead the team, and yeah, takes responsibility for their own actions, for how they work their business, I tend to trust that person. No matter where they come, whether they're in my own personal organization or they're one of the leaders above me or they're a sideline, I trust them. It's like a natural thing that happens. Let's see.
One thing that kind of struck, oh, go ahead. Want me to go quick?
I'll be just so it said on page 161, people who handle their responsibilities well get the opportunity to handle additional responsibilities, and those who don't. And I really that because it really goes through like all the pillars of our business. Like when you recruit, then you get the responsibility to take care of those customers and retain those customers. And then when you start building a team, you get additional responsibilities of duplicating and additional responsibilities of leadership. Like it just keeps going. So when you handle it well, you get more. And when you don't, you don't. Because if you don't handle, taking care of your customers, you're not going to duplicate those customers. You're not going to have a big team. You're not going to be a leader. So that was something that stood out to me.
Thanks. Sorry, I wasn't trying to fight it for you, but the one thing that really stuck out to me was like the importance of responsibility and teamwork, which I know is the next chapter. but like being part of a team is pulling your response, like being willing to have some responsibility, like, and it was just fascinating how that goes hand in hand, that when you are responsible and you're able to volunteer for something or pull your part of the weight or follow through with your commitment that you've committed to, it's a really important part of the team. And he talked about the 19-year-old sailors and how they had the choice between prison or be on the boat or whatever. And how these young sailors were responsible enough to make this ship run smoothly. And I think that a team doesn't take a whole lot of talent, but it takes everybody doing their part.
Yeah, and Jillian, that was a good point about the when you grow your business, when you recruit people, the responsibility increases. We do say that it only takes, like, we have residual income because when we enroll people, we get paid on them automatically every month as their subscription goes through, but we have a new work in front of us, and that's a whole new responsibility of helping them, working with them, checking in with them, um, encouraging them, supporting them, asking them the right questions, or the questions of how are you doing? What are you taking? What are you eating? How can we help you improve your health? So there is the responsibility of customer care. Okay. I loved the story of the company called Pinnacle Brands, and how the CEO, Jerry Meyer, told his employees, I'm not going to save your jobs. You're going to save your jobs. You know what you can change and what you can do differently. And how that caused all of his, what is it? They talked about how there's different people in different departments who found ways to streamline things or to cut back on things or to make things better so that they saved their jobs, and it became, what was it, the oh, where'd it go? I lost it. Oof. Anyways, it became, oh, where'd it go? Just had it. Oh, the only one of the top trading card manufacturers that didn't lay off workers during the baseball strike. There we go. Responsibility causes us to take actions to make things happen. Like, I am responsible for the direction of my paycheck. I'm responsible for that. I'm responsible for how much time I put into connecting and working with each of you, with groups of you, with individuals on our team. I'm responsible for the action, the time I put into reaching out to inviting people into Plexus, following up with them, posting about it. I'm responsible for that. No one else is. Um, so yeah, and that's why this is such a cool opportunity. Cool isn't quite the right word, but because I am responsible for my own actions, but when each of us take responsibility and we take responsibility for how we self-discipline ourselves and how we work in this, we are actually working as a team as well. And obviously that goes into the next chapter. Oh, let's see. Responsibility is always a choice and only you can make it. Oh, here's a good one. I have underlined on that same page 164. You will find it difficult or impossible to be responsible when you spend most of your time with irresponsible people. And that goes back to, we turn into, or we I don't know, what's the phrase, emulate the top 5 people we spend the most time with, in how we think, how we speak, how we act. So, or, are they emotionally mature? Do they have structure to their lives? Are they taking responsibility for their lives? Lots of different things, or are they not?
That's why when my daughter worked at Dunkin' Donuts, it was a real downer.
Mm.
And my son Hudson working there as well. It's like nobody cared. And they're all, even my other son working at a grocery store, and he's like, they all don't care. They all just want to go home and play video games. And they could care less about whether they're working at the grocery store for the rest of their life. And he's like, it's just a downer being here.
That's very eye-opening. It's really depressing. Like, there's so much more to life. That's so depressing. But I didn't want to stay here. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say reality is like you can work at a business like that and you can do really well in it. But it was just that lackadaisical attitude. But it was also Dunkin' Donuts, everything about it was just run really poorly. And so none of them cared about being there. All they cared about was making a paycheck, but nothing else really. And they're all kind of were like, they would all bring each other down.
I worked at Caribou Coffee, which is headquartered in Minnesota. And so she was saying, hi, my neighbors, when she came in, plopped herself in my lap. Anyways, and I remember thinking, I am getting out of here. And I got out of there in a year and a half. And I had people there tell me, oh, you're not going to get out of here. People say that all the time. Like, no, I am getting a better job and I am getting out of here. And I did, because I reached out to other people, corporate people who worked in the corporate buildings where I was serving them coffee, and I got referrals. And like, I am not working, even though I enjoyed that experience to some extent. I did not want to stay stuck as a barista. Now, there's nothing wrong with baristas. I enjoyed that time, and I digress, but you get my point. I did not want to be surrounded by young 20-something-year-olds who were just not going anywhere. And I didn't really even have a personal drive at that point or ambition. I knew nothing about Plexus. I just did not want to live my life day in and day out in that place. Like I saw, okay, oh, should be super quick. Okay, short 10-second story. I was in a special meeting. I was like, because I don't remember what I had done, something good. I don't remember, but I was like, here, you get to represent your store with other people representing their stores, and you get to go to this special meeting on Saturday. And they were like, and we went, I don't remember what it was for, but one girl there, this is what stood out to me to this day. I was like, oh, that's not going to be me. She had been working there for 11 years. 11 years. I was like, nope, 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 not doing that. Anyways, just saying. Okay, moving on. So, okay, let's see. Responsible people follow through. If they make a commitment, they see it through, they finish. That's very convicting, because that is not how I have been most of my life. Okay. I liked the part where it goes on further, live beyond yourself, serving others. We definitely have a lot of hands-on training in that here, serving others. Okay. All right, I'm just going to we're going to go to chapter 14. If you want to do anything of value, teamwork is required. Absolutely. Like you literally, you can only rank up so far in Plexus. And then you can't unless you start to have people on your team doing it with you, right? Like we all know that. And also, even if a person could rank up to, let's just use like Senior Ruby for an example, okay? Even if a person could, and I'm sure they have at some point, ranked up on their own to Senior Ruby, like they were the ones that recruited like everyone, it's not rewarding. It's rewarding, but it's not that rewarding, because when you have, please stop, when you have multiple people working their businesses and getting paychecks and building their businesses, working with people to create business builders. It is one of the most rewarding things to watch you organically rank up in the process of the people in your organization hitting their own ranks. It is the best thing ever. That's what I want everyone here to be able to experience. Truly, multiple times. Okay. Because it takes a team. It absolutely takes a team. He says, a group of talented people committed to working together is a work of art. I am telling you, we have had some incredible experiences of people ranking up, hitting their ranks, and suddenly the person who's like the sponsor, or the few different sponsors up above, are like, oh, I'm hitting my rank. Like, it wasn't on their radar because they've been helping their organization, different ones in the organization, or working with them, hitting their ranks. It's such a beautiful thing. Okay. Another side of this is teams provide multiple perspectives on how to meet a need or reach a goal, thus devising several alternatives for each situation. So countless times, I have had a thought in my head of some idea. And I will bring it up to various ones of you or various ones of my upline, and they'll be like, have you thought of this? I'm like, no, I haven't. And so I'm like, that is so smart. And so I have learned very quickly that most of the time I'm missing some really good content ideas. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, there was a part where I just lost it. Oh, it says teamwork gives you the best opportunity to turn your vision into a reality. The greater the vision, the more need there is for a good team. And that totally applies to our business. Because if you have the vision of wanting to go emerald or diamond or whatever, like you need a team to get into gear. And then I feel like that's kind of like, okay, now start at the beginning of the book because you need to do all these things.
Yep. Okay. Oh, great teams create community. All right. I want to park here for just a moment because we have an amazing supportive team network. But I also feel like there are areas where we can do better. And this is probably where we need to just have a Zoom like once a month or twice a month and brainstorm things that we can do better. Even down to the smallest things, which are cheering people on when they enroll somebody or they've done something like, good or exciting, or they've made their first post in whatever team chat they're in. Putting a GIF in the chat. Because there was a time where we had even way more energy and excitement. And we want to work on bringing that energy, like a lot more energy, excitement back. Let's see. Anyone else? Let's see. Okay. Developing a sense of community in a team does not mean there is no conflict. All teams experience disagreements. All relationships have tension, but you can work them out. When a team shares a strong sense of community, team members can resolve conflicts without dissolving relationships. And that also goes along with so for me, making sure I'm taking personal responsibility in making sure I'm being emotionally mature in a variety of situations that could be conflicting instead of flying off the handle, which I have done in the past. When there has been in the past, this is years back, some drama, issues, and me becoming so frustrated about it, which is not being emotionally mature. Okay. Let's see. Okay. On page 180, it says develop your team. If you are a leader on your team, then you must make it your goal to develop your teammates or players. That process begins with having the right people on your team. So, and that goes back to us inviting quality people onto our team. Whether they're just going to be what we think, like maybe we think we're assuming they might be happy wholesalers. Maybe they'll want to work this, depending on the conversations we've had with them. And some people show their true colors before they enroll or before that even comes up in just chatting back and forth. And you're like, oh, you know what? I don't want that person on my team, which happened today with me. I was like, oh, yeah, nope. I don't even think I want to be a Facebook friend with her anymore. So, that she never really was a friend. It was more like an acquaintance. I don't even remember where I met her, some mom group. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I don't want her on my team. So that goes along with who are we reaching out to? Who are we spending our time with? Let's see. The process continues with your doing or me doing whatever I can to help people grow and reach their potential. And I don't have all the answers. We never will. But what I mean right now is I don't even know exactly what to like clearly say is the exact answer to helping people reach their potential and becoming a leader, because I feel like I'm in the throes of that, of talking, like just talking individually, privately, chatting, talking back and forth with different ones on my team, finding out what are their fears, what are they struggling with, and talking with them through that and asking the right questions. Because when I've struggled with fears and concerns in the past, my upline leaders have come to me and asked me really good questions to help me kind of find my own answer, to be like, oh, I can do this. Oh, here's the solution. I think that is a process. I know that is a process that I'm in right now. I think each of us are probably in that right now. Give the credit for success to your team. Absolutely, yes. At the top of 181, we need to wrap up here. At the top of 181, he says, he was talking about, does it mean they have no egos or that they're not talented? No, it means they recognize, talking about the leader, they recognize that everyone on the team is important and they understand that people do better work and do it with greater effort when they are recognized for their contribution. So recognition goes a very long way. And I did not realize how potent recognition is for some people. When until one time or a couple different times in the past, when I've had recognition for myself in posts, it's actually, I've realized it's made me want to perform better. I've acted, I've worked better. Like I wanted to be like, I'm gonna go work. Like I was recognized, I'm gonna go work. And yeah, I am that person. Like when a leader recognizes these things in you, I'm like, oh yeah, I am that. And that's as leaders, that is one thing, that's one thing I need to do better at. And that's one thing that we each need to do is recognizing, seeing the bit different positive attributes in the people on our team who are working and calling that out because it literally does switch something in people's brains.
I will prove you right on that. At my old job, my 9 to 5, well, it wasn't 9 to 5, it was crazy hours, but anyway, my corporate job, I worked in sales and I was the top seller for my store multiple years in a row. And I was one of the best sellers in the district in the lowest volume store. So like I should have not been a top seller, but I was. And I worked on commission, but I didn't get bonuses quarterly. If you've ever worked in corporate America, you're probably familiar with this. The management team gets bonuses when the store does their job correctly. So the last full year that I worked there, I hit this circle of excellence. And that meant that I sold $400,000 worth of merchandise, which was nearly impossible because we were selling like $500 wedding dresses on average. And I still remember when my store manager got a bonus because of the sales. And she looked at me and she said, it has nothing to do with you. And I was like, girlfriend, I know how these bonuses work. You get bonuses because we met our sales quota. And you're going to tell me that it had nothing to do with me? That's so cool. So when I quit, I really didn't feel that bad. And it was really awesome because when I hit Circle of Excellence, I got my name on, like, I got personalized business cards. That was my recognition. And that came up on my Facebook memories the same day I went senior gold. And that was like the ultimate slap in the face to corporate America that like did not do anything to recognize us. And then I had this huge team cheering me on, and I can't wait to get my little senior gold magnet in the mail. But I'm like, that was a lot of money, and all I got was business cards. Because everyone else had to write their name on a business card. You didn't get business cards with your name on them unless you were like a manager. So
I feel like that's a really good post. Like your promotions are paid in money, not business cards. Like
I did not miss. I didn't. And then when I was there for 5 years, this is actually kind of cool. Every 5 years that you're there, you get a piece of Tiffany's jewelry. And then in like 20 years, you'll have a whole set. But it's like I could just go buy my own Tiffany's jewelry. So when I got my earrings for my 5 year, I was actually on maternity leave, and they asked me to come in because the district manager was coming in to personally give them to me. And I walked in the break room and she looked at me. She didn't even know who I was. And she said, "Sweetie, are you lost?" And I said, "No, I work here." I said, "You're here to meet me." And she didn't even know who I was. And she was like, "Oh, your gift's over there." And I was like, little does she know that I'm not coming back from maternity leave, but I'm here to get my earrings.
Well, then this is a very good story.
Yeah. It makes me
Wow.
really appreciate, like, every time someone recognizes me or like shouts me out, I'm like, yes, like this is where I'm meant to be. And it makes me want to recognize other people, even if they are not on my team or like in my downline. Like if I'm not making money off of them, like I just love the recognition to other people. I'm gonna stop now so that we don't mess up the other Zoom. But yes, recognize people, recognize all of them, because it
Yep.
is exciting and it makes people want to do more.
Yep. Yep. Okay. We're gonna end there because that was a really, really good illustration. My goodness, business cards with your name on it. Okay, then. Well, all right. Yes, Rising Diamonds is starting. Thank you all for coming on, and the book is finished. We'll figure out what we're gonna read next and let you know. So thank you guys.
Live, it says live feature isn't working, so hop on the Zoom link.
Oh, thank you, Esther.
That's
Okay.
what it says on.
Okay.
So,
Good. Thank
all
you.
right. Okay.
Good night.